Yo, what is going on, you guys? So today I'm bringing guys a brand new sports cards video. In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down my 5 favorite investments from this draft class of the NFL. We see a lot of products releasing. You got Flawless, you got Prism on the way, you got Optic on the way, and you've got National Treasures on the way. So there's a lot of hype that's coming in for this new draft class. So we're going to be breaking down some names that I think could be great investments heading into the summer and heading into next season. So without further ado, we're going to hop right into the Alright guys, so the first player that I really like as an investment is J.J. McCarthy. I think over this summer, we're going to see a great interest in J.J. McCarthy's cards. If you look at J.J. McCarthy, he obviously got injured. He had all this hype coming in. And I think if we look at what happened with Anthony Richardson over the summer, we saw some of his cards sell for astronomical numbers. I think a lot of the reason was the hype because we did not know how good he could be or how bad he could be. And I think that hype really excited a lot of people and got them very high on Anthony Richardson. If we look at where his cards were selling over the summer, you saw so many super strong sales for Anthony Richardson cards before he had even really played much football in the NFL at all. Because he was obviously injured his rookie year, and we're kind of seeing the same thing with J.J. McCarthy. It's like we don't know how good or how bad he could be. The thing that's going to get a lot of people is the hype. And I think throughout the summer, we're going to ride the J.J. McCarthy hype. I think that's exactly what we saw happen with even guys like Will Levis, guys who hadn't really proven much. Bryce Young, even guys who had poor years the year before still saw a lot of interest in their cards. And I think McCarthy, with him having that mystery behind him, and his cards are probably going to start out cheaper than a lot of other quarterbacks because he hasn't played yet. And I think by the end of the summer, there will be hype to see him play, and his cards will be in a very good position. Right now, as I'm recording this video, the only Pro Uni card he has out is his XRC, redemptions. So I would personally wait, for his Prisms to come out, for his Flawlesses to come out, and kind of just see how his market kind of starts out. I think it's going to start out a lot lower than a lot of other quarterbacks because he hasn't played, and I think that's going to lead to a great opportunity that probably come July, August time when we're gearing up for preseason. I think his cards are going to see, some very strong numbers. So we're going to see what happens with McCarthy, but I really like him as an early pick for players that I would invest in. Now, next up on the list, we're going to go a little bit left field. We're going to go after a little bit of a sleeper, in my personal opinion, and that is going to be Ricky Pearsall. He does not have many rookie cards. Pearsall is, of course, the Niners wide receiver draft pick. He actually got shot during the offseason, which is crazy. His recovery story and his overall story is super inspiring, but that's kind of besides the point. I think Pearsall, with the Niners offense and with the Niners fan base, is going to be a rookie that I think some of his cards may surprise a lot of people in terms of what they sell for. I don't expect them to be in the spotlight, but I think they're going to drop at pretty reasonable numbers. And I think throughout the offseason, with the Niners and with the potential he's already kind of shown, I think he's had some really great games. And coming off of, his tragic injury, I think his cards are set to do pretty well. I think the Niners obviously have one of the strongest fan bases. He's a fan favorite there already. And I think his cards are just going to be super collectible over the offseason. And, we're going to see what happens with the rest of this season. But I think Pearsall could be one of the Niners' important receivers moving forward. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, he's still a rookie. He hasn't proven too much yet. But I think he's showing some, glimpses of greatness. And I think that's going to cause a lot of people to get a little bit hyped for his cards. I think he's already a super collectible player. So I would wait for his cards to come out. But they would be, cards that I would personally look at and see some good opportunities with. Of course, last offseason, we saw some of Puka Nakua's cards go absolutely crazy. We saw his gold prisms and his 101 sell for astronomical numbers. I think Puka Nakua, being that obviously he was an insane rookie. I think he was, one of the better rookies we've seen, but his cards were selling, very, very well over the summer. And I think we could see some, wide receivers kind of get in that category. And one guy I think is, I wouldn't say quite in that category yet, is shown a lot of potential, is Malik Nabers. If you look at Malik Nabers and how he has played without, I hate to bag on Daniel Jones, but without, a consistent quarterback, I think there's a lot of upside and potential that people are going to see, with Malik Nabers. If the Giants are ever able to get a very solid quarterback, this guy could look like one of the best receivers in the NFL. The other thing is he's still so young. He's a rookie. I think there's a lot of potential in Malik Nabers. The Giants have a super strong fan base, and I overall think Malik Nabers is a really good investment for the offseason. I wouldn't say he's quite going to do Puka Nacua numbers, but I think his cards are going to be in the spotlight this whole offseason. I think he's a rookie that people have seen that has really, he obviously hasn't been the most consistent, but he's also on a team, without a consistent quarterback. So I think, overall for the future, there's going to be a lot of hype for Malik Nabers. And throughout the offseason, I think a lot of people are going to be speculating on Malik Nabers' career. And I think people are going to want to buy in and be tempted to buy in. And I think his cards are overall going to perform really well during the offseason. We can see what happens, with those other players. Even guys like Tank Dell last offseason did really well in the market. He obviously showed some spurts of greatness. So I think Nabers is kind of going to be in that boat and is going to have some great upside going into the offseason. Now, next up on our list is none other than Bo Nix. I think Bo Nix has shown a lot of potential. His cards right now, are pretty hyped. I think there are a lot of people going after a lot of his cards. His downtowns are out. There are a couple other cards that are out. I would personally wait for Bo Nix to cool down, but I do think right after the regular season, come March time, you're going to see some great opportunity in Bo Nix's market. I think Bo Nix, is shown to be a quarterback with great potential. And I think, the Broncos have got a defense, they've got a team. I think they need some more pieces, but I overall like his potential, and I think he's going to be one of those speculation quarterbacks, so I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens. There are not that many quarterbacks that, people can really speculate and say, man, that guy could have an amazing career. And I think Bo Nix is one of them. If you look at what we saw last year, last offseason with even guys like Will Levis and Bryce Young, not having the best years, but seeing great upside. I think we're going to see even better upside with Bo Nix. I think he's going to be one of the hot names throughout the offseason. So I think he's overall just a very good investment to make throughout the offseason, maybe sell off before the season. But, of course, number one on our list, we are going to go with Jayden Daniels. Jayden Daniels has been a breakout, rookie. I think, of course, you look at guys like CJ Stroud last year, he was the hottest quarterback throughout the whole offseason. Of course, CJ Stroud, I would say, it's tough to top what he did, in his rookie season. But Jayden Daniels is up there. I mean, he's had an incredible rookie season thus far. He's winning games. He's, throwing long passes. I think he's showing everything that people want to see in a rookie quarterback. And I think the Commanders' future could be really bright. I think we're going to have his name in the spotlight throughout the offseason, regardless of what he does the rest of the year, regardless if they do anything in the playoffs, if they make the playoffs. I think, we're going to see Jayden Daniels' cards, have an immense amount of hype. I think if we look at guys like CJ Stroud last offseason, you can see how high some of their cards could get to. If you look at some of CJ Stroud's top cards, you saw some massive sales. You saw so much liquidity in CJ Stroud's market. You saw everyone speculating on him. And I think we're going to see similar with Jayden Daniels this offseason. So it's just an investment that I think you can't really go wrong with, at least until next season. Let's see what happens. But I think Jayden Daniels has already solidified himself as one of the quarterbacks with great potential. So I hope you all did enjoy this video. If you enjoyed, drop a like and subscribe. Let us know what your guys' top investments are for this draft class and who you guys are looking to pick up. But other than that, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Drop a like and subscribe if you are new. I want to thank you guys so much for all the support recently. If you guys enjoy these videos, we put a lot of work into them. It would mean a lot to me if you guys could show some support and subscribe. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed, and I'm out. Peace.